In this episode of CEFF, I go to Reynolds Creek. Hello, I'm Ronieaz, Ronnie in Arizona. Today I'm going to show you how to capture better images with the CEFF formula for digital capture. CEFF stands for composure, exposure, focus, and field. The dogs and I go to Reynolds Creek near Roosevelt Lake. Hello. The dogs and I are staying off the road. Hey, y'all come over here. Come on, Queenie, Jasper. The dogs and I are along Reynolds Creek. Not a lot of water going through there right now. Off of Highway 288, which connects Roosevelt Lake with Young, Arizona. And then the road keeps going north and intersects the 260 that goes from Show Low to Payson. Okay, let me just show you what this area looks like a little bit. You can always go to Ronieaz.com to see the images from this excursion. You're going to go to Excursions, Backways, Reynolds Creek. I'm not a very smooth panner, am I? Okay, I was walking down this little path that goes down to the creek, more or less following the dogs. And as soon as I got here, the sunlight hitting leaves somewhere, and it's reflecting in the water. And I thought, man, that'd make a nice little photo. Composure. My dilemma at this point, do I want to zoom in from here with the 200 millimeter lens, or do I want to go down into the creek bed, go wide to 18. I liked it better when the sun was shining on that side, because then I could get the tree with it. But anyway, so let's take a photo. I'm on program mode. Let's go to matrix metering. I usually start there. And then we want, if you can remember, MISO. So I want the lowest ISO I can get. I'm at 100. And metering, meaning matrix metering. So MISO, it's a good starting point. Program mode, matrix metering, as low an ISO as you can get. Let's see what I see from here. It doesn't really look like much, does it? Let's see. 25th of a second, F5. Hang on. That's way too slow, of course. I'm going to have to increase the ISO, but we haven't got composure figured out yet because the sun keeps going in and out. Maybe I'm going to have to get closer. Well, as can happen a lot in the woods when the sun's going in and out of things, I've lost the picture I started with, which was over here when I first pulled up. So I scouted around a little. Pima, what are you chewing on? What do you got? What is that? Ugh. Okay. Now, if you were just out doing the excursion yourself, you could have just caught it like that. But when you're trying to make a video, it takes time to set up the camera and get the dogs all in the right places and say, okay, doggies, no, never mind. So anyway, I've switched now. I'm going to take a picture of these leaves in this little pool of water right here. They're nicely stationary. They're not floating around on me. And this will be a challenge because should we go a great depth of field where we can see the rocks underneath, or do you just want to see the leaves on top? and exposure wise, that's going to be a little bit tricky. So composure, I'm going to go for this little set of leaves right here. I've been watching them, they haven't moved. They're still there, and a lot of these others I like too, but they've been floating around. Okay, exposure. I'm going to start off program mode, MISO, matrix metering, and the lowest ISO I can go, which is 100. And let's see what we get. Now the sun is moving around on me again. It may light those leaves up in a second. But let's just see what we get right here. Yeah, way low. Boy, look at that, 1/10 of a second. Good luck to me holding it still. That's number 87. I'm going to zoom in so I don't get any of this shiny rock stuff. So composure wise, I'm going to get closer. Exposure, I'm just going to stick where I am for now. Nope, I can't. That's 1/5 of a second. Okay, we're going to have to go to a faster ISO, no way around it. So let's go up to 800. 800. Now I got a 1/30 of a second. I got a fighting chance anyway. Let's see what we get here. That's a 1/40 of a second. ISO 800. Okay, the sun's on them. Let's get over here real quick. I'm going to go to, I'll just leave it on matrix. ISO 800. Let's go to priority, aperture priority, shallow depth of field. Let's go F, what are we going to dial it down? Well, F5.6. That's as wide as I can get zoomed in, because I'm zoomed in the whole 200. And I am focusing on where the green or the yellow one meets the brown one. And that's good. That's a 400th of a second. So I can hold it still for that. Let's do, I like getting that blue in there. Let's see, where did that go? Well, there's a bunch of water bugs there. Let's see if we can get them. Okay, that's number 91. I can see the rocks underneath because the sunlight's hitting it, shining up. That's as shallow a depth of field as I can get. So exposure wise, let's just leave it there. Okay, composure, found these 3 leaves in this little pool. They're not moving around. Exposure wise, I went as low ISO as I could. Shutter speed dropped way down, so I had to bring the ISO up to 800. And aperture wise, I was going to blur out underneath as much as possible. So I went as wide an aperture as this particular lens will go, because I'm zoomed in all the way to 200. Okay. Focus, I'm just focused right there on the leaf where the brown one meets the green one. I always try to pick an edge to focus on. And I've got some water bugs going in and out. Maybe if I take a couple, I'll get one of them. Now that dropped down to an 1/80th of a second because the sun is disappearing on me. Let's do another one. And I kind of like that blue sky in there. Let me go. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, that one's real nice. 93. I'll probably wind up with that one. And I got the bug. Look at that. He's right there on it. Okay, we're going to go with 93. That looks real nice. I may have to turn down the highlights just a little where the sun is shining on that leaf. Okay, when I first got here, I thought, well, there's a good photo, and that one dissolved on me and got destroyed. So then I found these leaves floating here and finally wound up with those. But anyway, so always remember though, composure, exposure, focus, and field to capture better images.